Hey there, everybody. Robert Taylor with Wonderscape Creations, continuing on with another episode for the Narrative Pro series, specifically with the quest section of the plugin. So, in this episode, we're going to look more deeply into tasks. Now, in the first episode, you walked through with me on creating the sprint task. Now, I did that because, quite honestly, if we look at this, we have an insane number of tasks. We are not short on tasks, and quite honestly, this um, this honestly goes ahead and it just blows my mind because it's pretty much everything that one would need within a in any of your games. So it's really important to make sure that you take a look and see how they work. And the beautiful thing is that all of these, let's see, okay, that all of these are blueprint. The developers wanted you to know how everything was done. That way, if you're trying to figure out how to do something, um, you can see how everything else is done to help get those creative juices flowing, so that you're able to set things up how you want. So we come in here into the content browser. We go into the plugin folder, Narrative Pro Content, and then Narrative Tales, Default Tasks. Here is where all of the tasks are. Come on, there we go. So we have play cutscene and wait. If we go ahead and open this up, here's the narrative task for playing the cutscene. Now there is a function called start cutscene. It looks like this is a custom function. If we go to the event graph, we have one of begins initialize cutscene NPCs. So if we open this up, it goes through and starts setting everything up to ensure that we can do everything. So if you look, here's a function that they made. Here's the goal that we want for each of the NPCs. Once it's completed, set timer by event. So start cutscene, which is where we started. Is the current move goals is empty. There's also start cutscene right here. And it will allow you to, it clears the handle. That way, once it's started, it doesn't keep trying to start the cutscene over and over again. It allows you to play a cutscene. And then on cutscene finished. So we come here to on cutscene finished. Removes the goals from all of the NPCs and then completes the task. So it shows that there's a lot there, obviously. If we go and look at the content drawer and let's look for something more simple. Find item. Events begin task. So it is searching. It's going and getting all of the group members. That way, everyone return all players doing this quest if shared, or the owning controller if solo quest. So this does an if then statement for us. That way we don't have to have a whole bunch. They're going to go through and check the inventory for a specific item. If it is valid, it'll create an event, which is a custom event that adds to the progress, showing that that many have been provided. Now, obviously, if we have everything that we need, then it will eventually show as complete. So that's important to make sure that you understand and look at these examples. I know right now I'm just pushing and trudging along with stuff that's already been created, but I also know that there's a lot of new Unreal Engine developers who find all of this overwhelming. Um, and it's sometimes easy to forget that these resources are here. And it's also easy for us senior people to forget that sometimes new people just need to be pointed to resources that are already there. And then he has the get description set, description override. So essentially, uh, you can override the description and have it say whatever you want. So again, we'll look at one more for this video. We have holster weapon. So it just checks to see if the weapon is holstered, and we can choose whether true or false. So is it that way we can make it choose whether we want the quest to have the player have the weapon in their hand or holstered. It turns this task, instead of having to have two tasks, one for holstering and one for wielding, you can just use this one and use the bool to determine what's going on. So make sure, I encourage you, go through and look at all of them, see how they're done. Create your own mini quest like I did, and have a one branch option where you're going through and doing every single one of these tasks to understand the system that you're utilizing. And of course, make sure that you go ahead and create your own. Now, obviously, once I have my relationship system up, I'll be having some tasks that I have to create. Obviously, when I create my relationship system and it's ready, I will be creating these tasks for you guys to utilize as well. So I'll walk you through that. So what we will do in the next episode is just jump back into the quest to look at a few more things in the event graph. And that's going to be all that we go over with the quests. If there are any questions or something that you don't understand, I encourage you to reach out to me, because if there's something that I missed that would help, I will happily make an additional video going over that. So I'll see you in the next episode.